The candidates in the federal election were out on the campaign trail again today, with Liberal leader Mark Carney pledging to double home construction and Conservative Pierre Poilievre pitching an energy infrastructure plan. But Carney is back in the hot seat after some controversial comments made by a candidate under his banner earlier this year surfaced. Tessa Bennett joins us in studio with more on this. Tessa, what was said by this Liberal contender?
Manisa, Paul Chiang, who's running in the GTA riding of Markham-Unionville, said back in January someone should turn Joe Tay, a Conservative candidate in Don Valley North, into the Chinese consulate in exchange for a bounty. Chiang has apologized, but Carney is still facing pressure to drop him.
The comments were deeply offensive. This is a terrible lapse of judgment by Mr. Chiang.
Canada's political party leaders have fanned out across the country today to kick off the second of 5 campaigning weeks ahead of a federal election set for April 28th. And already Liberal leader Mark Carney is the subject of criticism after controversial comments made by a Liberal candidate in the GTA in January surfaced. Paul Chiang, who is a contender in the Markham-Unionville riding, suggested while speaking at a local Chinese language news conference someone should claim a bounty on Joe Tay, a Conservative candidate, by turning him into the Chinese consulate. Police in Hong Kong reportedly posted a bounty and an arrest warrant for Tay, as well as other activists back in December. The activists had allegedly accused Hong Kong authorities of meddling in Canada's internal affairs. Chiang has issued apologies to those offended by the remarks. Tay said in response, no apology was sufficient, and the whole situation left him fearing for his safety. Carney was asked about the comments while campaigning today and why his party had decided not to drop Chiang as a candidate.
He is a veteran policeman. Mr. Chiang is a veteran policeman with more than a quarter century of service to his community. 28 years of defending rights in this community, and he will continue with his candidacy going forward, having made those apologies.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre said yesterday Chiang should be disqualified from the race, and NDP leader Jagmeet Singh called the remarks inappropriate. But Carney was not just out and about to address the controversy. He and his party announced a new housing policy, pledging to double the number of homes built in Canada each year.
It's hard to meet some of these goals because in order to build houses, there has to be demand. Developers don't build on spec. They build ground associated units when they have pre-sales.
Singh has also pledged to expand the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation's mandate to offer long-term, low-interest mortgage plans and help with rental affordability in the country.
The NDP approach is looking at trying to look at affordable housing and protect those who have affordable housing problems. That's a very important component, but I don't see their approach as being comprehensive as expanding supply for the general market housing.
As for Poilievre, his team is promising to remove the federal sales tax on new homes under $1.3 million. The Conservative leader has largely stayed away from addressing U.S. President Trump and the broadening trade war, but said while on the campaign trail today, he is sticking with what he's calling his Canada First agenda. The Bloc Québécois unveiled their full platform over the weekend, centering on a Choose Quebec mentality. The party says it would push the government to have a Quebec delegation to negotiate with Trump as the trade war nears the next level of escalation this week. As for Chiang's comments, representatives from the Security and Intelligence Threats to Elections team say they are aware of the situation and the bounty on Tay is being considered transnational repression.